melodies in me, yeah, saying this is who I am. Dingabayan doon na ngapala wako me and know a little way to show you. Ooh. A little way to show you.
So when especially when people are singing or they're doing the
And a way to show you,
you have to be
man,
like
so
close like this
when you smile, when you dance, when you look into my eyes, man, so
but you then go
Liebe mo, ya munye, ngokuba izwe wemaselo nakele ukusweleki ephumulo eminingi wachitheka legazi wemasibulala nasodwa Africa unite today, black and white. We don't need killings anymore. It's been so long fighting each other. Africa unite today. Somebody's knocking at my door. Hey, 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 with a gun in his hand. Hey, hey, hey. I started seeking and seeking. I said, hey, hey, hey. I praise the Lord, save my soul. Hey, hey, hey. Hear the children crying, ooh, 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 ooh. Gunman is here, 'cause I can't comprehend what all this fighting's for. Hear the children crying, ooh, 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 ooh. Gunman is here, 'cause I can't comprehend what all this fighting's for. Grant unity. Iwane sungari baba, ngari baba iwane su. 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 Oh, mama vakarara nenzara, mama vachifana kukuta, kumwe vaparara nemvura, kumwe vachipera nezuva, kutungamira nekutungamirwa, tiri vana venyu, omukufunga nemukurota, tiri vana venyu. komoka Tirivana you Tirivana you. Thank you.
So this guy says we are in a new Zimbabwe. That's what he said. I didn't say that. He says things have changed. But a lot has been happening in the world. A lot of nonsense. Anyway, life is a school, and we are going through the lessons. But it seems my teachers are always drunk, so my thinking is so high. I see things that other people don't see, like one high on ecstasy. But I'm not intoxicated, I'm enlightened. They are intoxicated. And let me make this clear, I'm not speaking under the influence of weed. I'm just being me. And the title of my poem is Me. Great minds think alike. That's a lie. Only evidence, no one is thinking better or not thinking is involved at all by all. Thoughts collide, no one seems to see past the black wall. So great minds opt to reorganize what has been before. Public opinion is proof masses have ceased thinking, brainwashed, programmed with wrong teachings. Subjected to oppression, not thinking, no act of will. Under prejudice, the slave does only the master's will. Docile, robotic fools, educated to fit in. Unassertive, so term planted by books, written by crooks. Creative searches are rebels, everything's gotta be done by the book. Whose book, what book, minds who don't book like fish in hook. Till the last hour of our life's clock, we are controlled by crooks that seek gain by hook and crook. And we shall bring the crooks to book. Docility, the highest achievement of learning. Uniformity, the result of a learned society. Free your mind, don't follow the masses, they're already lost. We, you, me, not the same. Why should our thoughts be? Why should sameness be greatness? To do the same thing twice for a different result is called madness. Sameness is therefore in no way greatness, but real madness. The world will be the same if greatness is found in sameness. There is no greatness in the sameness matters of the masses. I stand different, one out and proud to be. Seems common sense is for the uncommon, not this too common. It was not the measure of skill and creativity, but the oneness and sameness of men's thinking and speaking. Oneness in a wrong idea emanating from a wrong teaching, driven by wrong motive to build a tower that may reach heaven, a system to control every soul under heaven, that made God destroy the work of Babel. But man never learns. Constantine built yet another tower, not the watchtower, but this is yet another tower that shall be destroyed in the last hour. No man is an island. That's the concept of oneness. But let's not mistake oneness for sameness. I'm one with my wife, but not the same, pretty obvious. She is this beauty and I'm this, never mind. We're not like a pair of shoes. Think why a couple isn't called a pair. Simple. Unique opposites make no pair. I'm magnetic. There is evidence to that fact. In magnetism, like ends do not attract. A fact known by every Jack and Jill, and stands because of a Jack and a Jill. The men and the women are different, hence can be one. 1 times 3, no. 3 in 1 makes the Trinity. Same things we learn not to be the same. We need not be the same to be one. Only the insane writes on a white paper with a white pen. If the world was one color, there'll be nothing called beauty, hence no attraction, and nothing called love. Variety is the spice of life. Difference is no cause for war. Michael Jackson, black or white, no. Black to white, black girls given white dolls, black beauty to a yellow bone. What's the motive of the making of Deep Prozone? Being Snow White is being the fairest of them all. Colonized, darkened mind, see white as superior. The lighter, the prettier, notion of the inferior. Tainted beauty, she's somewhat white, but more a clown. Let me enlighten you. Not with dog organic or Deep Prozone. The greatest achievement but challenge is to be you, is to create you. One, you and I can be, but never the same. Me be me and let you all be. Answer the poet. That can only be me. Thank you. Right. Thank you so much. Thanks for the love. Right, they say love makes the world go round. Is that true? No. No, money makes the world go round, right? Right, so I'm going to talk about money. Do I have money? No, I'm not on notes. So what bondage? I don't know how I'm going to get out of this bondage. But anyway, just imagine I've got a US dollar, right? The dollar item, the dollar note, right? So I'm going to talk about money. This is my last piece. But you get 10 minutes, but it's 6 minutes. And go right. Right. That's bond, yeah. Just imagine this as a US dollar note.
I give you 5, you give me $1.
Yes, she gave me money. Yo. Right. Lay money there, and you know the feel of money, the smell of money. Ladies, don't judge a man by his shoes, cause everybody that wears farmer shoes is a farmer, and not everybody in tech is an athlete, but I think we should all get techies because we're all running. See, we're running from the Western desirable life that we so dread. We run to higher secure places because we need security. That is why we seek education, employment, and business opportunities, because we're trying to make the money is a defense to speak on your behalf. Money speaks. If you don't have it, you're forced to be silent. You are too quiet. You should learn to live within your own means. This means if you have nothing, you will die. The world will push you to the edge, then off the edge, let you slide, slip away, bye, bid you farewell, die, go to heaven or hell. We are the mala. George Soros knows no sorrow. And if you've got too much, don't be too loud. Be the voice of the voiceless, otherwise you will lose your voice. Dipped in the finest, attractive as money. He's on the paper, because he got too much paper. Years later, it's open paper. Respect the paper and you live better. Poverty is a product of disrespect. That's a fact. No need to do the Italian job to live the American dream. Time is money. The poor is owing. He's behind time. The rich is much on his side. He's buying time to see his poor brother's demise. Immersed in self-indulgence, it doesn't matter who dies. It's survival of the selfish. Even the fishers of men have become fishers of money. Men is but bait. They say never be late. Early bait catches the worm. But when the same is snatched from his mouth, he stands to lose and lose even his right to claim. His power at play, the weak has no say. Time is money. We always in a hurry. Check the snow peak, the higher you go, the cooler it becomes, more money, the cooler. It's very cold up there. Cold-hearted leaders, we face the heat of their wrath. We melt in fear. It's hot down here. We desire to go high, but it stands clear. We will never touch the sky, so we go high. To at least have the feeling down here. Dope is our only hope, it takes us there. Intoxicated minds, our joys are elusive. The system is abusive. The rich are out of reach at the top of the food chain. We are chained at the floorboard of the pyramid. The system has left the brave timid, horrified by the eye of providence. Or is it horror? Because horror is what the system is meant to X-Men. Those at the top have become inhumane. They make the eye and lie. The eye is an all-seeing eye. It's clear. The lie is to instill fear. So they remain far above the atmosphere while we suffer down here. You've reached the snow peak. 30 steps, you at the eye on top of the world. Now peek down the other side. What do you see? Beyond the North Pole is a hole. You're afraid to fall. You cold-hearted bastards. If you want to conquer the world, conquer the Antarctica. Separates from us like Elsa in Frozen. The cold-hearted must face the cold. Sisi ni moja lakini feta inatutenganisha. We are one, but money separates us. We can't unite like the elements of the statue in Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Affection fades as the pocket flattens. The broke are bound to be heartbroken. We relate in the dollar more. The same determines our moods. So it's all these attitudes towards one another. Green bills hide shame like leaves did for Adam and Eve. The desire is to own a forest, create a desert for your neighbor. Game of shame, Game of Thrones. Being above your brother makes you feel better. Endowed with olive breath, you the winner. But what's worth the price if it brings war? Behold, crowns of gold, worn at the cost of blood. Jesus wore a crown of thorns to save our minds from the thorny ways of those in golden crowns, and from the devil who tries to scare us with his godlike horns. Masses bow at the altars of Mammon, seeking solution to their common problems. Sell soul for soup like issue. This is an issue. Flesh is but tissue. We dropped the Bible to pick money. We lost life when we thought we found it. Early bird catches the worm. Sorry for those with broken wings. The bird's eye view is the best view. That view is only for the few. Those that trample down to go high. High is worse than that of weed. High is born of greed. High they go, but the seeds they sow cause war. This is war, weird war, the dollar war. The rich gets more, the poor suffers the more. Enough with the pyramid, stop robbing the poor before we go Robin Hood on you. Thank you.
Hashtag when you're vertically challenged. Hi guys. How are you doing? Alright. My name is Yanta Limay. I'm a spoken word artist. Alright, so the first piece I'm going to do for you rather, is called Smile, Say Cheese. Remember when you told me, smile, baby girl, say cheese. And my lips cracked wide open into a fake automatic banana smile, exposing the gap that lay within my 5-year-old teeth and disposing of the emotional burn that echoed within my little insides. I buried it in the deepest depths of my conscience, in the furthest corners, never to be discovered, never to be found, let alone dealt with. Then I went on, smile, and say cheese like a good little happy girl. Dear mommy, you knew it not at the time, but you were setting me up for a lifetime of mouse wearing, a lifetime of living a visage dubbed smile, say cheese. Lest anyone set their eyes on the monstrous reality that lay hidden behind that beautiful, scintillating mask. Fast forward to 20 years old, and now all I ever think about is what dozens of strangers that follow and like my pictures have to say. So now I stand here gracefully holding that camera in my hand, twisting and turning, desperately seeking that perfect angle, that perfect natural light, that perfect life that I could never have. Still I say, cheese. I have the perfect smile. I have 99 likes, but I also have 99 problems haunting my soul. Cheese. I am a broken glass, never to be repaired. Yet I still have to hold my pieces together in a smile, saying, cheese. Cheese. Dear Mommy, did you know when I was 5 years old, the girl next door violated my innocence? See, dear follower, what you will never know is that when I twist and turn my phone that many times seeking that perfect light, what I truly seek is the antidote to my poisoned soul. Dear Laika, what you don't know is what I really need is the supernatural glue to stick the pieces of my broken spirit together, because I cannot do it myself. Oh, dear follower, what you don't know and never will know is that every single time I say cheese, what I really mean to say is, save me. But then again, this is planet Earth. You like me like this, drowning in the lava of my sorrows, never allowing my inner volcanoes to erupt into my blissful freedom, never allowing me to rid my insides of the sulfuric pain that eats at my chambers. You, world, like me like this, broken and void, saying cheese like a good slay queen. Thank you. This cold little angel. Her golden chocolate melanin skin lay exposed to the dirty commoner's eyes, looking at her with beastly lust, drooling like dog to a bone, ready to eat the carcass of her soul like the Saharan desert vultures. She, the victim, welcomed her reality with legs wide open and a sign written "Enter" at the very sacred gates of her womanhood. The men jeered and whistled, the women gossiped and spat, but she took refuge in a little baby girl. Sometimes she would fantasize, maybe make believe that her baby's purity would wash away the filth that filled her body. You see, nobody could ever understand her motherly plight for a baby girl. With every step, with every breath, with every heartbeat, she sought manna for her baby girl. Except her manna came not from heavenly lands, it came from the dangerous streets of the avenues of the night. And so, when the cold of the night whipped her succulent skin, her baby girl's laugh would add firewood to the fire that would warm up her soul. When the drunken masters of the streets enslaved her body, her baby girl's eyes would set her free. When the gossip royalty looked at her in judgment and condescension, her baby girl's soft touch would soften the blows. She did what she had to do, sacrificed her humanity and dignity for a baby's safety, played both father and mother to the one she held most dear. And so, when the cold of the night drew near, filling up her insides with perpetual melancholy and fear, her baby cried in solidarity as if she knew how cruel the world could be. Mama Bear sang a song to Baby Bear, her heartbeat giving a rhythmic reassurance. She sang, "Where, nyarara mwana, where, nyarara mwana, mama vanokuda, vanokuisisa, havambokusiye, nyarara nana, tulamchana." A kiss on a little baby's forehead, a tear trickling down her cheek. She left the safe warmth of her child for the uncertain cold of the night. Thank you.
This one's a bit of a... Is this the one?
I'll do my last piece. It's called Dear Son of the Soil, talking about how we should just embrace our culture. I hope you enjoy this one. Pamusoro ichangamire zvechingezi handizvo zvedu isu tiri vana vevu asi ndinoona vamwe venyu maziso ongonzi boi boi kusahwisisa zvinowereketwa neiro rurimi rwangu rwamai urwu. Zvinopisa tsitsi chose kuona rurimi rwemwana wevhu ruchitongwa neavo vasina mabvi. It is a real pity that we have lost our ways in a desperate attempt to meet the international standard. We shun our own languages, treating Shona and Isindebele like second-class languages, yet they are the mother tongue of the motherland, and if we abandon the mother tongue of the motherland, will our children's tongues ever know the feeling of the mother tongue? Son of the soil, you need to embrace the barbaric kink in you. Why won't you learn from your kinky afro, Sir Learned? No matter how many chemicals and straighteners you put in it, it always finds its way back to its kinky, stubborn self. We are not meant to conform. We are stubborn and unrefined. That is what makes us who we are. Killer T said it. Takangodar. And as for etiquette, my sister, etiquette. Eating sadza with a fork and knife is not quite it. How about ombochkora musura when you greet your grandmother first? Maybe I'm a little too Afrocentric, but all I know is ndirimwe sezuru akazara karero achinzi mamoyo. So please, get out of here with your Pomsuroi Makadini, for it does not flatter me. But you know what does flatter me? A grounded son of the soil who will come to me and say, Heskan kamkoko. Kosha unotodoni zakamsi. Dini mofa chubekinyenye. Vanomira opamamonya ipa. Tombe nkwani nambalo zako. Hachukushangana kwa Facebook lotu. If there is such a brother in the audience, my number is 0779 524. Who don't you read? On a more serious note, we need to redefine ourselves as Africans. Ini dirima moyo. Zik. Bobo says zik. Bobo. Ko iwe dwe an. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Yanta Lemay, and thank you for listening to my sensible nonsense.
Inindonzi vachihona inindonzi vachihona ndobva kwamazviwa. Yeah, never mind. But anyway, my mom told me that every time you get to a new crowd, you need to introduce yourself, right? So I'm going to introduce myself with a piece. So, my name is The Cypher, aka Casper. No, I'm not your vest. Real name, no gimmicks, that's my name from birth. I'm a poet and a rapper, but I've never filled up a show. Instead of filling up a show, I'd rather fill up your dome. And no, dog, I'm not trying to be dark Cheveleza. See, God got me here, so I'm looking up screaming, Ebenezer. See, I grew up without my dad, so I have no idea of what it is to look up to Superman. But is it a bird? Is it a plane? Wait a minute. That's me looking up to the glorious second coming of Christ, and that's Superman. How do I see things? Sometimes I see things in black, and sometimes I see things in white. But when I'm in my perfect state of mind, I see things in black and white. Why? Because black and white are essentially the same. Hold up, allow me to explain. See, black is a darker version of white, and white is a lighter version of black. And there exists this symbiotic relationship complex between these two, where one cannot be seen unless it's juxtaposed against the other one, and the other one cannot be appreciated unless it's put against the other one. Why? Because this one and the other one are one. Which is why sometimes I see things in black and sometimes I see things in white, but when I'm in my perfect state of mind, I see things in true story. So people always ask me, what inspires me, right? I'm inspired by three things: my faith, my experiences, and the experiences of others, right? And so back in 2015, I wrote this piece when I was seeing people in South Africa experiencing xenophobia, and it was tragic. So this was inspired by the xenophobic attacks of 2015. Here goes. Have you ever seen the gun inside the Mozambican flag? A symbol of my continent fighting to get her essence back. I find it really sad. In South Africa, people died for the fact that they're citizens of another land. My heart cries for the alien. The edges of my fingertips flipping through the Old Testament, Genesis, where I see that Africans were made in the image of the Son of Man. I've been to Swaziland, but Zim is my motherland. The Holy Spirit makes everybody equal. Jews and Gentiles, black and white people, it's a sequel. Telling people that heaven reigns. I'm sure the Lamb's Book of Life has Somalian names. And therefore, while we're killing one another, the woman that you're burning to death is somebody's mother. I gotta forgive them though, because we all do fail, and without the blood of Jesus, we all deserve to be in hell. I'm Shona, a product of a profound dynasty, but the message that I bring supersedes tribal boundaries, going beyond racial wars that been going on since way before the First World War. It's a message of hope, a message of truth, a message of acceptance for both me and you, both Greek and Jew, black, white, the Indians too. Best believe it's a message of truth, a message of bringing back everybody who derailed, both young and old, male and female. If any man be in Christ, he's a new creature, justified by faith and not facial features. I guess it's safe to say that my God is colorblind, because he died for every nation, color, creed, and tribe. How does it feel pouring paraffin on African skin when the real nemesis is the sin within? True story. Whew.
Yeah.
It's hot in here.
Yeah.
Out here, rather. So, I'm going to give you a lesson on sexuality, right? Because it's one. Yeah. Because it's one of the topics that everyone has something to say about, right? So this is 2017, and there's homosexuals, right? There's transsexuals, there's heterosexuals, and so, sorry? Okay, cool, I got you. So now, I need to school you on one sexual orientation, right? It's called a sapiosexual, right? So a sapiosexual is someone who's attracted to intelligent people of the opposite sex, right? And I happen to be one of those, a sapiosexual, right? So I met this girl a couple of years ago, and she was very intelligent, and we tried to make it work, but it didn't work because she was dating another guy, and I was with another person. And when I broke up, when she broke up with a person, I was with another person, and hey, it was just messed up, right? So, end of story. When we went our separate ways, the situation felt like a breakup, but it wasn't a relationship. How do you break up with someone that you never dated, right? So it was a situationship. So this is the story. See, girl, I loved your brain more than I loved your beauty. And truly, I was stupid and foolish to let you go. But wait, you were never mine in the first place. Bittersweet is the aftertaste. Wait, sorry. I'll take that again. I loved your brain more than I loved your beauty. And truly, I was stupid and foolish to let you go. But wait, you were never mine in the first place. Bittersweet is the aftertaste. How do you break up with someone that you never dated and try to find peace because closure is overrated? See, this love that we had was like an unspoken language. Both of us knew it was true, but never said it. I was touched because, you see, you and I had this bond. James, get it? James Bond. You and I had this bond. So I was touched. So I was touched because you and I had this bond, like James, right? Oh, snap, I'm forgetting my lines. Come on. See, this love that we had was like an unspoken language. Both of us knew it was true, but never. Come on. See, okay. All right. Thanks, Izzy, thanks. See, this love that we had was like an unspoken language. Both of us knew it was true, but never said it. I regret it. Because you and I attracted like a magnet. I was like your Romeo, you was like my Juliet. You were like my ride or die, Bonnie and Clyde. But what attracted me the most was your love for God. Well, they say things always happen for a reason. But when They say things always happen for a reason. But maybe the reason is I was foolish, right? Well, they say... Come on. Sorry, so I've been running around trying to prepare for a wedding for my friend, and my mind is all over the place. Okay. Come on. They say things always happen for a reason. Okay, let me go to the next piece, which is my final piece, right? Sometimes as a Christian man, I go through temptation, right? And here's how it goes. See, them ladies pass me by, looking pretty fine, wearing pretty smiles. Their clothes are pretty tight, wearing fancy styles. But if I look with lust, then I'll surely die. Gotta control my eyes, gotta focus on Christ. This one goes out to my homies who'll be checking out them girls who'll be wearing them fancy styles. See, she's hot. It ain't hard to tell, but maybe the reason why she's hot is because she's coming from hell. Beware, she might be a Jezebel who's going to leave you flat and sick like sickle cell. Short skirt, high heels, plus she's dripping mascara. Don't fall for her, brother. She might be a Delilah. See, the devil know he ain't dressed in red. He that girl that you had for a one-night stand. So, brother, before you make a choice, you better get your mind right. Otherwise, you're going to try to fight the devil when you slept with him last night. True story. My name is Casper, aka The Cypher. Grace and peace.
A real African trademark. I don't know why he cut it short, so yeah. I've been given a pretty short time slot. All I can tell you is that I have a lisp. So forgive me if I start saying da 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 da, but I'll try to be as audible as possible. Yes, girl. My first piece is called I Hate People. Ever had that time where you want to go on a hiatus, you want to fly solo, but you want to fly solo in public? You know, they say, whose world is this? It's mine. The world is not yours because there's people in it. And when people come into your space when you try to be solo, you're like, let me not curse, let me go on. I hate people. I hate people, well, with particular exclusion to service providers. See, they make my work go round swiftly and spontaneously so. I hate having to calculate the routes I need to take without being noticed. The energy I have to master as I beg the energy to keep that beaming light of a smile through the cordials. See, I rarely smile and I'm comfortable within that zone. Ain't going through no obstacle course for you. The need to tone down my sarcasm in response to questions like, how are you? Ukona? To which I'd like to say, yeah, I'm not okay because you're delaying me from catching an ET that's probably going to get me to my next destination 10 minutes earlier. And yes, I am around as you're seeing me with your naked eye. And please, don't press us to where I've been because you know the science of Africa is real. And I'm not party for bad bows, arrows, spirits and spells you might cast upon my way. And at this point, I am low-key tipped off because you have disturbed the ambience of my playlist in my ears. And now I have to finish cursing you and even change the whole selection altogether, all for meaningless banter. The powers that were meant it when they declared that the British should keep their England and let them keep their Zimbabwe. Now keep your backhanded compliment about the fluctuations of my weight, and I'll keep my thick and the leg thereof. Coining myself as an introvert is a conundrum that is as high as a midget that's just checked one off. Suddenly I burst one with life and become so engaged in the interaction that you may want to write a thesis on the skeptics of my behavior. So until such a time when that edge takes over on the street, I allow myself to defract myself from your lot. Thank you. This is self-explanatory. You know, they say you shouldn't catch feelings over memes. Well, I did. If evasion of responsibility had a name, if evasion of responsibility had a gender, it would be male. If evasion of responsibility was a message, it would be these chain messages doing the rounds. These memes that read, we are only dating financially stable women in 2018. These are the kind of messages perpetuated by boys who use iPhones only to deploy the size of a video they desperately want to see but unable to download on WhatsApp just because they are on limited data. Talk about fucked up priorities. The kind of boys that check their data balance every 10 minutes. High-level insecurity. The kind that lays no claim to masturbation in public, yet fail to enable their women to have a whiff of ecstasy just by fingering her. I can't even think of their prowess summed up to 2-minute nucleus because they cannot even afford that. These are the kind of statements conjured up by boys who can't think of any ways of being self-sustainable rather than blame the government for the economy. The kind of boys that will constantly ask you, when are you coming over to see me? Boys with zero tolerance for exam preparations, production overalls, or rehearsals. The type that will constantly flood your inbox with texts like hood, hood to legends and shorthand who laugh uncontrollably when the women point out how confusing their style of text is. The kind that should be shipped back to kindergarten to learn more about vowels, syllables, and maybe just learn how to construct words properly. Dementia surely devours their memory as they claim to only date African women, whatever that means. For it is the same primitive African society that advocates for the male to erect to their role. We are only dating financially stable women in 2018. Africa is a global world that has these highly coveted and confident women that are not afraid to say, we are tired of being approached by broke-ass men. Dating these women seems to be a whimsical flowers dilly-dallying to the wind, bees frolicking with the petals walking the park, because these are the sisters that are all about forming lifelong connections. Sisters who bask in luxury. Sisters who bask in luxury without glorifying it. Sisters who are booked deep into their non-materialistic element. It's all fun and easy until she alludes to inconveniences like dates and gifts. At the mention of these boys are quick to lament about the long wait for an electronic money transfer from their brother, sister, or their father's mother's ex-lover in Warsaw, Moscow, Guinea-Bissau, Shanghai, as if this is some country game when a sister is trying to build something that could be for a lifetime. Trying to understand the values they're indoctrinated on can be confusing until he invites you to his church and the pastor goes along with the scripture up to Galatians 5, verse 7 to 8. Love and stinginess cannot coexist. Always, in any circumstance, he is always right. Getting to a lover stiff in the middle of no man's land, and as is the norm, even when they are wrong, the woman has to massage him with apologies, blouse, sweet promises to quell his anger. These boys cannot exercise the right to remain angry with you, as they have to swallow their pride and say, babe, can I have some cash for a cab? You know my situation. We are only dating financially stable girls in 2018. Girl can't talk about investment portfolios or plan for the future without them slicing the conversation short with, oh, okay, I'll be out with the boys tonight. Can I use your card? We are only dating financially stable women in 2018. And on behalf of these financially stable sisters, asinifuni. And to the brothers that are doing right by these sisters, please tell these boys that unlike WWE, you actually can try this at home. Thank you. This is a piece I am sure everyone in the arts industry, every sister goes through this. It's a depressionary moment. It's everything. Doesn't have a title. Said I was ready to push my passion. Was I ready for the industry? See, it was all about sharing your inner visions, to play your part in the world mission. Little did I know it could be a soul assassination mission. Said I was ready to run with the wind and chase my passion. Was I ready for the industry, the sabotage? I knew art is a struggle, but blockages in a quest to bring about change. Slot time cut short, chords missing. Scream to them, you are a threat. Gender will count against you when you least expect it. Progesterone in a pool of testosterone dampens mania spirit. Ladies first, how about never? And when the emotions take over, I question. Said I was ready to flow with the river and butterfly stroke with my passions. Was I ready for the industry? What are the rules for following the channel? Waver the end result. Rides up a skirt. I'm supposed to enjoy this, but I roll my eyes as he pounds and I stroke his ego. There's more of this, he says. Amazing how many doors open. Feels like I'm in an AIDS awareness drama. And when I lay to rest, my subconscious wants and it questions. Said you were ready to dance to the rhythm of your own drum and sing your song about your passions. Were you ready for the industry? How you are slowly becoming the yellow pages for all the sexually dehydrated industry executives, producers, playwrights, photographers, DJs, the likes. Were you ready for the late nights, the concoctional drinks, the fermented stage of secret smoke at a club, fortnight attendance church? You can never get that healing feeling without. And when you read Proverbs 3 verse 27, can you safely hammer him and praise with your passions? Value time by self, savor the missing use, to let a ringtone become an illegal immigrant in your state. But because you gotta chase, you have to hustle. You can't risk losing gigs or promotion. Even when spirit says this isn't, you charge forward. Relevance is the oxygen we inhale. And when you feel drained, you question, said I was ready. Was I? Thank you.
Apparently I flew. Apparently. So I'm Graves, the prodigal son. I'm gonna start by a societal piece, then I'm gonna move on to heartbreak, then I'm going to do a love piece. So here goes. The first one is about how, he had spoken about change and money at first, so I thought I'd try that out. I love the word. I love especially the verse that says, let men strive to know the things of this earth, but leave the secret things to God. See, we've been given 7 days in a week. But the secret behind that is some days make you forget others. You see, holidays are a muzzle. Those who go to school will understand. See, holidays are a muzzle. They pierce your body and your side with different pains and horrors. Christmas is a muzzle. Those who go to work, the system, hands you a bonus, and by the time you cash in that check, you check January disease knocking at your door like an unexpected relative with 2 kids and 1 on the way. You don't understand when I say, these Christmas lights, no one ever said a change in president would change your life. These Christmas lights, no one ever said a change in president would change your strife, you see. Forgive me if I don't celebrate because you marched and changed the world, you see. You could have traded out the devil you knew for a devil who knew what you want to change. But is that really what you got back? Is that really what you got back? Because saying so, because you can see US dollars, is like trying to hide the scent of dead bodies with a tic-tac, so again, change. What kind of change? You see, roads in Harare been left in the middle. We still have kids in streets begging for little change, while your pockets of emptiness, so again, these Christmas lights, no one ever said a change in president would change your life. These Christmas lights. No one ever said a change in president would change your strife. 1. I want a Zimbabwe where my opinion is actually considered before you change my curriculum. 2. I want a Zimbabwe where teachers actually get paid because don't they train your doctors? 3. I want a Zimbabwe where I have the freedom of speech and freedom to reach my goals and not tied down to one country. 4. Just because you don't see bank queues doesn't mean lives have transformed. When kids in streets are still sleeping in boxes while the rich and the famous are buying new watches. 5. I'm starting to question your definition of change. You see. 6. Change is defined as the reaction, either positive or negative, to an action. So what change are we going through? Positive or negative? Thank you. That's for those people that like that stuff. Anyway, those of you who have, been heartbroken, she doesn't say anything, she just wakes up and says, bro, you've got no money, bro. Like, they were talking about financially stable women. She just says, bro, you've got no money. So let's do that one. It's called relationships. Yeah. The following are words from a single man's perspective who dated the person for the wrong reasons. Relationships suck. Relationships suck. I would rather swim, ship, sink, Titanic, get it? Relationships built to sink. It starts off with, let's take it slow. So you don't understand when I say relationships suck. Because see how when we take things slow, I have to break up these words. Relationships, you see, pain lasts for a day. Misery lasts for as long as you want it to. But yeah. Relationships are a holiday. You see, every relationship I've been in feels like Halloween because we put on a facade. And if you're lucky, you get tricked and treated. The latter is probably why I keep coming back. I'm addicted to things that hurt me. So therapy time. I'll sit down. You say something, I'll say the first thing that comes to my mind. Relationships, dice. Okay, yeah, dice. Why dice? You see, relationships are like a dice. They present one beautiful side and contain 6 different pains, heartaches, heartbreaks, and the secrecy is so real, it could go into your closets, crush both your skeletons, and make an aphrodisiac so good, you want more of the relationships. 1. Relationships have always been like a race on the Cartesian plane where I'm running against the X. Why? Because he did things right, too. It's always hard to run this race with a burden on your shoulders. So when you tell me he bought you roses last week, I'm like, yeah. 3. On the 4th week, you promised me forever. What happened to taking things slow? 4. I start getting a little nervous and you're like, let's meet the parents. I'm like, no. 5, I tell you I come from a broke family, and slowly I watch your reply time change from 0.01 seconds to 3, 5, 10 minutes with an excuse like, I'm sorry baby, I was doing money things. Sorry, many things. Yeah. 6, remember when you promised me forever? 6, remember when you promised me forever? You see, relationships are like a dice. You never know which side you're going to get when you roll them. So just be careful. Thank you. It's a poem written by Rudy Francisco, modified by Graves the Prodigal Son, and performed by Graves the Prodigal Son. So I hope you like it. I'm a poet. Fortunately, I'm single. You know, my friends have always said things like, you know, you're a poet, just go and say, roses are red and they'll come flying to you. It's never worked that way. You know, I've never been a person to write love poetry because when I was taught about love, I never thought love was meant to fit on a piece of paper. See, but when I'm asked about the person I'm going to marry, I'm like, yeah, that I can write about, you know. Oh, sister, hey. So yeah, I was told that the average girl begins to plan her wedding at the age of 7. I was told that she picks the colors and the cake first. By the age of 10, she already knows the time and the location. By 17, she's already picked 2 bridesmaids and a maid of honor. And by 22, she's just waiting for a man who doesn't break out in hives when he hears the word commitment. Someone who doesn't smell like a Band-Aid, drenched in lonely. Someone who won't just be a temporary solution to that empty side of the bed. Someone who will hold her hand like it's the only hand he's ever seen. Typical of us brothers. I don't know what my wedding will be like. But I imagine that the woman who pins my last name to hers will butterfly down the aisle like a 5-foot promise. I imagine that the woman I plan to marry will have champagne in a walk and I will get drunk off her footsteps. When the pastor asks me, do I take this woman to be my wife, I will say yes, before he even finishes the sentence. I will obviously apologize for being impolite like later on, but I will also explain to him that our first kiss happened 6 years ago when I've been practicing my yes for the past 2,165 days. I never really know what to say when I'm asked about my wedding day. But when I'm asked about my future wife, I tell them her eyes are the only Christmas lights that deserve to be seen all year long. I tell them she has a walk that can make an atheist believe in God long enough to say, God damn. If my alarm clock sounded like her voice, my snooze button would collect dust. If she came in a bottle, I would drink her until my vision became blurry and my friends had to take away my keys. If she was a book, I don't even like reading, but if she was a book, I would memorize her table of contents, read her cover to cover, hoping to find typos just so we could have something to work on, because aren't we all unfinished? Don't we all need editing? Aren't we all waiting to be read by someone, hoping they tell us that we make sense? She doesn't always make sense, but I swear to God, her imperfections are the thing I love about her the most. So no, I don't know when I'll be married. I don't know where I'll be married. But I do know this. Whenever I'm asked to describe my future wife, she sounds a lot like you. She sounds a lot like you. Thank you.
Festival!
Okay, my Zim vision. Angit. So I'll call upon good-looking people because I know we are all good-looking people. I'll call you up. So you just say your name, your age, and tell me your Zim vision. Is that okay? Is that okay? Then you get this. Then you get this. Do you guys see this? My sister, can you please come up? Yes, you smiling, so beautiful. Come up. Yes, you come up. Simbaileni Nizandes, she comes. Oh, she's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at her. Hi, I'm Kid. Your name?
Hi, good people. My name is Fadzai. I'm from Marare, and it's my first time in Bulawayo. So, oh my gosh, I have so many visions for my own Zimbabwe. But I'll say my Zim vision, I envision a Zimbabwe where the girl child is given free sanitary wear. Yeah, it's quite expensive. I was checking in OK today. The Cortex beds are going for $2.59, and some of our rural girls cannot afford $2.59. Even the Farai pads are going for $1. They can't fork out $1 each month. So I envision a Zimbabwe where every girl is given free sanitary wear. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're giving it. Are we giving it? Are we giving it? Hey! Take that home from Bulawayo. Yes, it is us. My brother, no, I'm calling you. I'm calling you. Please hurry up. Yes. Farirai. How are you? Your name, age, your Zim vision.
Okay. Well, I'm Tamio Masego. I always admire the Japanese. Every time if they make a speech, they usually speak with their mother language. So I would like to use my language today. Mina ngongabuto Otamio Masero. Nile 24 years. And the vision yam lapis Zimbabwe. You want the economy down. I have a vision to as a panel vita. I would like to recycle all the vehicles, old vehicles that you see, so that I will make them run. Sorry, I said I'm going to speak with my mother language. So, engufuna yandi ukuthi izimota zonke lizibonayo old model vehicles and ngizibisele emgwaqweni kwanisa ukuzipanovita and then ngidinga amaphatsi amatsha wafake-ke emoteni zona lezi ukuze ziqhubeke zihamba ukwenzela ukuthi singaqhubeki-ke si-importa izimota from eJapan.
Should we give him a tip? Should we? No, I feel like no. He was speaking about his business a lot. So, I don't know. It's his vision and
each and every one of us is allowed to express themselves. A society, a culture that's open to each and everyone being their true self and no one oppressing anyone else. Thank you very much.
Should I ask? No. Guy. Thank you. Continue. Remember, hashtag my Zim vision. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, we're taking over. Next year's year of voter, make sure that you guys have registered to vote. So next to the
Maswera say, yes, Ichonile. Oh, Ichonanjan. Okay, my name is Anita Moyo. Nita Dolly the poet. We have to turn the page for a new day has dawned. We have to rearrange what is right and what is wrong, for somehow we have drifted so far away from the truth that we can't get back home. Where are the virtues that gave us light? Where are the morals that governed our lives? Somehow we have drifted so far away from the truth that we can't get back home. I'll recite a piece entitled My Zim Vision. Yes. I'm young, born to a woman who has known no love, whose womb was fertilized by a man who disappeared before an ovum was fertilized by his wandering sperm, fleeing from the economic reality of raising a child in a country ravaged with political hate, economic looting, and social dilapidation. In the midst of my sorrow, I lift my hands to the heavens above. And yes, the skies open and yonder, and before me lies a new Zimbabwe. I stand in the city gates with fresh hopes of a new dawn, a new day. Yes, the beginning of the beginnings, a fresh new start. Hopes of a productive country, a progressive nation, a place of dreams where young dreams are nurtured and watered until they grow and bloom into big dreams. A place of harvest, a colorful nation, a Zim fits for all of us. Let my voice be heard without fear of being silenced. Let our dreams fly to the world and let everyone know that the sleeping giant, the only jewel of Africa, is asleep no more. Turn the page for a new day has dawned. Inspire and aspire for a progressive Zimbabwe. Black and small, raised in the dusty streets of Emakandeni, you dare not look at her, lest you put under her vest. Let not her small physique fool you, because she is greater than Goliath. But unlike him, she will not be slain and beheaded by the wannabe Davids of this generation. You can look, but you can't touch. The sauce is fresh and off the wall like Vans, but unlike the Vans, you can find a cheaper counterpart for $30. Mainly because this is me. I am her. And I am the original SK. No, not SK. You've just been served a hot platter of Michelle tea. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Michelle. Oh, that's me. So on to my main piece, my Zim vision. Perfection was never meant to be defined in a moment. A moment in time against human expectations, for as from time and time to time, everything that never was now is, and some still to be. Even Trinity took 6 counts of creation before they manifested their own image, for man was their glorified mark of actualization. Fearfully and wonderfully made, man came to be from the dust. So was the birth of my country, Zimbabwe, a beginning in its own unique genesis. It was to become a people in the making, to become a nation in its own glory. Despite their definition of us as a weaker race, a people not able, a people just but feeble, the white man's burden, they said, for in their eyes we were just milking toddlers, helpless, defenseless, weak. My vision for Zimbabwe does not die. Selfish opportunists who only serve their colonial corrupt gains, their thirst and greed for power to their satisfaction. Zimbabwe, the plea Mbuya Nehanda cried, the call for that lost nation to find its way back home, the story that never was a tale for Sekuru Kaguri. A soul sacrifice they made. Mafupa angu achamuka, the prophecy. For in time the moment had been set. The day a nation was to rise and raise the banner in honor of blood sacrifice. For my Zimbabwe is the newborn tomorrow had long waited for, nourishing politically, advancing economically, and enhancing our upper hand socially. A new era that defines freedom lost to the nation, explains independence, and gives meaning to sovereignty. A people molded from their roots in a culture that identifies peace and morality, with unity as championed by the late Nkomo in the fight against neo-colonialism, paving way for pan-Africanism. My Zim vision silenced corruption, united color and creed, mended religion and race, threw into the dungeons the lies and empty promises, selfishness and hate. It brought back a brother's lost spirit to love and a sister's heart to care. A brotherhood's flourish was watered by another brother's tears, was brought to demise. Yes, my Zimbabwe shed tears because of some spirits that had lost grip on togetherness, some spirits that had lost grip on what Zimbabwe was all about. For long we had suffered fate that never was our destiny. Although we long sang the song one native colonialist sang, Zimbabwe shall never be a colony again. Zimbabwe shall never be a colony again. Yet we were enslaved by another black person. Well, he meant a white person's colony, I guess. We would never be a white people's colony again. And the moment came, my fellow brothers. Mbubu, we all shouted. Despite a whirlwind of desperation that had taken the days when Zimbabwe would look up and the skies remained blue. Then the dark ages came. The skies turned gray. All because of another black person. We sang the song once again. Buyane anda kuvava chitaura shua kuti tinotora seingika shokori mwera wakatiudza tora gidi uzvitonge. My true Zimbabwe.
Alright, my name is Kryptonite, real name Vincent Kumaluba from Tonga, that's who I am. Yeah, Kumali Kazlam Seligal. So I'm going to do a short introduction poem. It's called Dedication.
Yes.
Listen. It's a day-to-day apocalypse, lost it all like Hamlet, lost in chains like Hercules, take it deep, the pain away, these scars they deep, they run away, faceless emotions, teardrops, bloodshed, they toss and tear, we cry and let. Man, I sacrifice the best of me, the worst of me you never see, the reason I stay up, I take vengeance like Nemesis. Hypnosis like the dark night, trade your hand that echoes my dedication, motivation on a priceless monument, no pressure. Kryptonite is my name. Now on to my main piece, it's called my Zim Vision. Zanu-PF. Ever since the ever peace, this nation has been on hibernation. Irregardless of any formless competition, this nation right here was once priceless. For over 37 years now, we're still counting. This nation has been on hibernation. For over 37 years now, this nation has been like the great Atlantis, with its purpose and mandate hidden inside the great deep. Difference was and is, there is none great to recall of this nation. Everything there is to know is only found in the books of history and literature, and that's just quite sad. See, as I conversate with my conscription, my perception about this nation is rather fake. Never once did I believe in the so-called phony slogan, Omunye Pezgomunye, till I became a victim of it. You see, corruption is a living entity. It's breathing, it's devouring every soul on its formation, dissecting every cell on its body. And that's just quite sad. One morning as I was driving my Kushesh, I met a certain officer with a few bad omens who had to discredit me because of my credentials. He then looks right into my living soul, hoping to find some gold. But I'm like ice and fire. He then whispers right into my ear, "You are too ugly to be driving." What do you mean I'm too ugly to be driving? I smoke his words like a plant. I'm getting high.
I'm now in the seventh realm. I'm getting high, I'm getting confused. What I have is only enough for my pregnant wife and to Gogo. Is this what Joshua Nkomo fought for? For us to be bound by chains of politics, religion, things, culture, and tradition. As I contemplate now to think of it, religion is only but a poison ivy. As our young, beautiful girls are given to marriage to giants similar like Goliath and Dumampinja. This can no longer be the land of the wicked like Lucifer's foundation. We have to slay this hideous yet demonic giant that snatches our Zim goals and makes them look like Medusa with no vernacular in the house of stone with no education or protection. Now my Zim vision is to see the girl child free like a rose, with its formation like a butterfly, being empowered from deep within the ashes like the great phoenix. May you arise, our Zim people, arise like the smoke and fire. Fill this nation with compassion and passion. We have to stand together united. We have to stand together as one nation. This is my Zim vision. Like the great avalanche, corruption has to pass out so that money can manifest, so that this nation can prosper and be proud like Casper Nyovest. As we unite together towards poverty reduction in our communities, I raise my hands up high. And if my heart could speak, it will utter groanings of sorrow. For Cupid just shot a different arrow, just like the Egyptian pharaoh. Now I'm pleading. This is my Zim vision. Thank you.
How are you? Glad to see you too. Actually, I'm gonna do a piece, and actually I'm from the Lacoste faction, so I wrote this piece right after all the transitions that happened. Okay, so it goes like this. So, my heart did not die in summer's even. Neither did it die when the roses burst out. But my heart died in smoke and flame. In smoke and in flame it died. In smoke and flame it died. In smoke and in flame it died. In smoke and in flame it died. See, for 37 years we endured pain and torment, and everything became our relationship. Suffering became our relationship. See, our voices became so voiceless. But I am Dr. Lisa the poet, but I'll actually do my actual piece. All right, so this one is called Zimbabwe Shall Be Restored. I am the light of the world. I let my light shine in a dark world filled with all kinds of confusion. This world is filled with confusion. See, each man has gone his way. Each man believes in his own understanding and knowledge. It is no longer by grace that we live, but by hustling. In this generation, I choose to press on, forgetting that which lies behind. Ngane Yagwe, to see how believers nowadays fail to assemble themselves to worship God in truth and in spirit. But 1 million men assemble themselves. 1 million men march and salute a mortal man, a man that can never afford their souls. Singane Yagwe, to see how this world has become a thorn in the flesh, where saluting a flag and giving homage to war veterans has become our meditation. See, Singane Yagwe, to see how it is highly proclaimed kuti Zimbabwe yakatengwa neropa remagamba. Above all, as believers we know, ngegazi lemvana sasindiswa, ngegazi lemvana sahlengwa. See, Zimbabwe was purchased at a price that no man can afford. Zimbabwe belongs to God. Singane Yagwe, to how our syllabus changes, year in, year out, but God does not change. Neither is he a son of man that he should repent. See, Ngane Yagwe, to God is God by himself. He needs no one to make him God. He needs no one to make him king over us. See, Zimbabwe shall be restored. Zimbabwe shall be blessed. Zimbabwe shall arise from her ashes and be turned into beauty. See, Zimbabwe shall be a new nation. And by this, I end my piece. my name still remains Dr. Lisa the poet.
Lijahe limajaha amabili. Lijahe limajaha amabili. Roy Matahlela. Isibongo usibanda esengisithembileyo loba ngikhwele phezu kwesihlahla. Ngiyalibingelela abantu bakithi, ngiyalibingelela abantu abahle, ngiya kubingelela umqhakazi kaNdaba omuhle. Ngivumeleni ngikhulume, ngivumeleni hey ngiphethe lenkondlo. Ngibolekeni indlebe zenokwethutshana lizwe lokho engumumetheyo. Ngibolekeni indlebe zenokwethutshana lizwe lokho ngikuquketheyo. Ubudoda bukhulelwa iqoqo lincane maliqathanisa lomsindo owenzayo. Mina ke ngiligolide lanamhla lelakusasa. My Zim vision. Kuyasa kubhejile ngasempumalanga. It is the dawn of a new era. Zimbabwe return to the AC. Like Hezekiah I say, let the dry bones live. Let the desert become a velvet field. Let Zimbabwe migrate from the dark dingy and trash, from the dungeon of penury and poverty to the summit of the sanctity, mammoth of mountains of prosperity. God bless Zimbabwe. God lead us to a better Zimbabwe. Guide us to a Zimbabwe of milk and honey, from being a basket case to a bread basket. We are Sabubechile ngasempumalanga. Replenish the pool that is filled with sandy. Azimile inwele zika Samsoni. Nkosi yami, azimile inwele zika Samsoni. Babaleke baze batakaze. Abakade bemnyokolosa. Let the giant wake up and bring back the golden daisy. We are Sabubechile ngasempumalanga. God bless Zimbabwe. We are Sabubechile ngasempumalanga. Imsebe yakusasa emihle isiyavela. Ihubo lengozi selidumele edlula. Oyeka okungapheliyo bantu bakithi phela kuyahlola. Izinsizi ngamazolo akumabethe aphika namalanga. Amafa amnyama sechithekile asededele ilanga. Hard times are temporary denizens in our life. Tough times are changeless in our life. The Lamina flow now dominates in the river. Replenishing is the pool that was once filled with sandy. Now we are spitting like debris on the free face. No mosquito can stand firm on the light forever. To those in diaspora I say, Bantwana, Hozane kaya, izwane kudala zaphela, zathi tu, bavuka, zathi tu. Imbongi yasebukhosini bakwethu. Kuyasa kubhejile ngasempumalanga. Remember, where there is life, there is hope. Hope. Ngiyabonga bakwethu.
This is an intro piece. I call it reason. They call it treason. My kind of enlightenment termed a predicament, a situation that has to be contained, a virus that needs to be controlled, a cancer that has to be observed. But still I say, this is my season. The world needs my reason, for it is the only key out of this prison. The word is my reason, reasonable treason. I'm Sox the poet. I'll be presenting a piece entitled In Bed with the Devil under the My Zim Vision theme. Not a day passes by without my ears being subjected to the sweet but not so sweet melodies of the devil's seductive voice. reaching for my soul. A hopeless romantic he is with a poetic tongue, oozing of words so enticing, the master of seduction, intoxicating in every manner. There is no doubt that Lucifer once rubbed shoulders with the Most High. Of course, I am a devoted believer. There is no doubt in that. But my plea to you is that you desist from questioning my faith, or let alone its source. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. That word so many times I've heard. But tell me of a testimony of our time where that actually worked. Paint me a clear picture and prove me wrong. Even though deep down I am convinced I'm right. I am no devil worshipper, but I only have evidence and knowledge of his worship in our time. Knowledge of monsters no longer lacking behind shadows, because they now have the audacity, the tenacity to roam the streets of our doomed city as our own. Knowledge of devils and demons appealing to our conscience in an effort to gain our sympathy, but we give them empathy instead, in fear of being labeled as heartless religious freaks who discriminate. Knowledge of evil spirits repackaged as the solution to our depression, pain, and poverty. Knowledge of knowledge being a crime. Speak out and you are officially charged with treason. The Son of Man traded, he was crucified. So, because of fear, we would rather flirt and fornicate with the devil, give him the John Legend kind of love, and shun the guy who died for our sins. We are all hooked on something, worshipping the devil ignorantly through systems established to tarnish our morality and sense of worth. Our principles now twisted and distorted, all in the service of a dark principality. His slithers effortlessly into our supersized eardrums as gossip and lies, telling us that we are young, dumb, and broke, so we should just enjoy, be wild, make mistakes, for that is how we grow. Yes, to grow we do grow, but the image that we take up is what's disturbing. Talk of old men with big heads but no brains. Talk of pig heads and meat heads. Christians who are glorified prefects of stupidity, but at least they possess better titles than those of ordinary fools, right? Right. So we should just congratulate them instead. Anyway, who am I to judge? All I can do is to share the vision I may or may not have for you. I may want you to prosper and live a life that's proper. Maybe I want you to be a leader, not a blind follower with blinkers. Or maybe I want you to stop waiting to be told what I may or may not want for you and make a decision to choose that which is right for you. Maybe I want all confusion to fade away, or maybe I am confused myself. But one thing is simple and clear. My vision for Zimbabwe is that ignorance, indecision, immorality, and naivety, the things that exist only as fiction, that the generation that is and yet to become be one of leaders, believers, and go-getters, not of people with soul ties with the devil, seduced by his 21st century look. Take heed, if you lie in bed with the devil, you are bound to grow a tail and horns, and that's a sight not pretty, but a burden of burdens, portrayed as a demon amongst demons, and wherever you go, people will know it is because you were in bed with the devil. Thank you.
Say that I'm Rachel. Ivumalani mbuze mtwakazi ethuso yakhe nini. Ivumalani mbuze mtwakazi ethuso ibumba nini. Yakha yakileyo ingale yabuwa ibumbileyo. I usually talk and I will always talk. Right now, I'm talking, so listen. I can build my nation, she can build a nation, they can build a nation, but we can build our strong nation. My nation, her nation, their nation, our strong nation. Oh, how sweet and how sweet it is when we take it. Our nation, our strong nation, when we call it out loud that it's our strong nation. Now, how can it be
the clay, umdaka, to build the pot wawaka impiza. And that our nation is supposed to be a pot, not just a pot, but a strong, admirable, and adorable pot. Now, uvela ngaphi uze nobani awuphethe ngani inkombalanga isithi akukhathalekile ngithi hey umdaka I'm talking ngiyakhuluma ndiyalebeleka inimwana wekhwanzingo ndodzila ndotidzi bavenda mahomuhomu bavenda vanotha nanti nensigwa vanhu vanochila pasi obavumi bevula umazira inkatha ayingeni ekhaya ngithi phela ubona mina ubone yena ubone thina ubone sonke bamebona ameyena sime thina sime sonke singumdaka ngoba vela phela umdaka kungakhathalekile ukuthi wenje kusiphi isiganga uthethe kusiphi isidaka umdaka ungaba manzi wenza into eyimiseleyo. United we achieve a goal. I thank you.
Afternoon. Listen, I'm honored to be here. Godfather Pilane, thank you for being here. Koko Chamisa, thank you. My name is Kuzuvala. And yeah, today it's something like this. Blood pools, blood-painted walls, blood-dripping windows, blood-smelling nostrils, blood-choking throats, blood-oozing wounds, blood-bubbling mouths, blood-showering eyes. Who has stabbed the hearts of so many that rivers now flow of blood. Who have ripped apart the bellies of the pregnant woman that dogs now feed on fetus blood. Who has killed men with the saw of the devil and annunciated cruelty. Who has sliced off their breasts and buttocks of women and gave them to dogs. Who has laughed when hyenas chewed human meat. Who has castrated men of their manhood while their daughters washed. Who has raped the virgins of the city while their fathers washed. Who has set fire on a house full of the blind. As the blind screamed for help, they traveled to Malaysia on a jet, so to shop. Who? Tell me who? The youth has taken up in arms against unemployment. The rural flock has taken up in arms against hunger. The woman has taken up in arms with children on her back. Tell me who, tell me who. Man has taken up in arms with weak bows. Their manliness has been insulted. They can no longer provide. You see, when trade is done not by consent, but by compulsions, when situations put men and women to sell and buy anything, you see, when youth graduates are reduced to vendors who sell Madora and Matimbi in the streets, tell me who, tell me who. These are men with potty bellies. They lead an affluent life. They are greedy resource squanderers. You see, when laws do not protect you against these men, you see, when the men get richer by graft and poor than by hard work, when you see corruption being rewarded and honest being self-sacrificed, yet, in a vision, I saw a bold and mighty land. It wrote of a strange land red. Mene, tekle ufesin. In this vision, I saw peace, healing, and restoration of a nation. Tell me who, tell me who, tell me who. Thank you.
Zuluganda. Inja Vaishavi, Inja Sazisita, Inja Saziskomba. That's why kuna messages ama polisa, ama sniffing dogs. Inja, if you can ever give Inja, ya Sonipa, Inja, ya Saziskomba. Inja Vaiteli, Inja Sonipa. Yes. It's just it. It's my introduction. Kamalani wanda say moving kumekulu. Imbizu mapasasela. Indota ngapinji twesifuba. Indota elwa isasela. Ilibamba ipuno. Ilikifise iposele mkonyeni. Yiti imbizo. Yita wantona bensawati. I don't go for a dead meat like vulture. Yes, I choose like a cheetah. Yes. Imbizo mapasasela. Bayatazu. I'm going to recite my piece. Chocolate, my Zim vision. Makosa makulu. Nitatelani ngikulume, nitatelani zendona, nitatelani momchacho, nansindaba, insuma nendaba, insindaba pendulo, abundaba nendaba, yaive liko nindaba. Yesi, nyembizo umafasasela, nitatelani spatam chacho, nitatelani dona, lindaba, yakala, sibukanganya, sitinda, siputuputuma, sifikaviga, ai, konga siputa. Ambe kwakuliputana ukulela inkululeko kwakuliputana kulela isizwe kwakuliputana ukufunda kwakuliputana kwenza njani mahlabezulu kwenza njani wesizwe kandaba kwenza njani abantu bethu badliwe ezingwenya abantu bethu batapa amangulu abantu bethu badlongula ukutela betinga impilo kambe kwenza njani lindaba isumsihlanga limba kuthi nganyahlanya ngiyacenqonole ingaqizethakala yidedeleni ngikhulume yipi izambezi water project yipi inkairoti yipi lamhlanje izingwebu zimbanga izigidi zezigidi abantwana balamba lamhlanje izingwebe zazifita ziyahlotha ziyaqhamasa abafrans balambile yipi kwakuliphuthana ukulwela inkululeko abantwana bomhlabathi badawula amagusu amnyama lelela isizwe abakutholanga ukuthula uqawuko kankomo wafa ekhala ngomhlabathi ekhala ngenguquko pho kuphi ukulela inkululeko ziphi izingane zethu zifundile zinamadiploma lama-degree namhlanje ziyanyatsha sezithengisa ama-orange ikanti ngabe bahleli engosini bendiza pho kwakuliphutha na ukulela isizwe kwakuliphutha na ukulela inkululeko abantu bethu namhlanje bagcwele esitladeni bedinga kuspilita a man to man women to man yes angisoleli na kuphi inkululeko vuka Zimbabwe vuka Bulawayo kuvuleka amakhampani iBulawayo namhlanje sokungani ngamanqwa ayiselutho kwakuliphutha na ukulela inkululeko isemzileni kangolongalo kwamashowana isemzileni kamzilikazi isemzileni kanyongolo isemzileni kambuyenanda sasikhangelele inkuquko abantu bethu bajabule badliwe ezingwenya badliwe izilwane kukhala impopo bayadipothwa pho kwenze njani kwakuliphutha na ukulwela ilizwe kwakuliphutha na yidedelani inkhulume imbizo umafahlasela ansabi isiphundu sendoda inika isiphaka siqoqoza ngomqwayi kufiwe makufiwa imbizo igama lami wanda sengcube.
Where we cannot breathe and we breathe where we cannot see. I have the burden to forgive, eager to please, selfless with my needs, everything. Because I am a woman, he and society are under the impression that I am made to feed with my holy milk, to serve on my knees, and to agree to his definition of my whole being. See, the truth is, I'm a holy woman. I walk hand in hand with God and I give life. And most times I'm a crazy woman. Because somehow I have allowed him to break me and make me inferior, and sometimes I'm an angry woman. Because I am forced to seek forgiveness from he for being a superwoman. Good afternoon, my name is Laura. This is my first time. Please bear with me. My poem has no title, but I think you'll catch the drift from my opening piece. He destroyed me. He came slithering and convinced me that I made him seek inner peace. And in naivety, I wanted to be his centerpiece. And so I thought that the love that he presented to me was supposed to be received with my legs wide open and my back supporting me. He was the death of me. Took away my dignity by beating me endlessly like a drum. He never grew tired of manipulating me, making me doubt my beauty by telling me that trillions and billions of money could buy my worth, and I believed his prophecy. And so I let his cousin, inflation, come into me with my legs wide open and my back supporting me. You may scold me for being naive, but I had no choice but to be a prostitute of currency, for it was me that gave birth to the very greed and incapabilities to lead. And my children abandoned me, and my lovers left me diseased, and to think that I used to be a crown jewel, the house of stone. My cousins, Namibia, South Africa, whomever it may be, would be jealous of me. But because of my promiscuities, I lost my honor and my royalties. And so while I cry and curse and cut my wrists, I hear a silent call. I don't know if my insanities have driven me to the point of hallucinations. Can you hear that? No? Are you sure? My eyes are getting very God. It can't be. I see a nation's fortune restored. I'm reborn. My lovers are coming back. Could it be that God could save me from my iniquities? It could be. Put me back together again the way that you have cut me in half. Because you are he, and he is all of us. And if we refuse to be Zimbabweans, people who will bind my dry stone with valor and hard work, then my reign, my redemption will be nothing but a feeble tale told in the streams. Thank you.
See, just like this poetry flows from my tongue, my blood flows through my veins. Just as I take on this journey of life, I come across many obstacles of life. I hope I find the strength. I hope I find the courage to take on this journey of life. They say, he says, she says, but what do you say? Okay, so my main piece is entitled, Dear Granddaughter. Here goes. Dear granddaughter, I have a dream that one day you fall in love with you. That you would speak loud enough to be heard and quit hiding behind the misfortunes of the circumstance that brought you up. Yes, I know the past left your heart rotting in that dirty cage, but refused to choose between compromise and mental bondage, especially in this time of self-rage. Yes, I know you grew up in the hands of a stringent man who brought nothing and filled you with hate and claimed he thought you to be tough. I know he held your mind hostage and deprived you of free will. Yes, I know he robbed you of your joy and jubilation. He couldn't care less about your emotions. But dear granddaughter, I want you to rise up and soar up the skies like an eagle. Undize njengezinyoni ufinyelele emafini. Bakubone, bakubuke, bakubabaze, bakwazi. Dear granddaughter, I have a dream that one day you fall out of love for all these freebies and free your mind to think beyond your skin color, your location and situation. I wish that you would. I have a dream that one day you will stop fighting with Abago Chamburumbuta, thinking that you're any better or that they're any less of human beings than you are. I have a dream that I hope and pray that you will quit fighting with your old friend Little Miss White and let bygones be gone. Above all else, I hope and pray that you forgive your oppressor and twinkle, 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 little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. I want you to work hard and stay true to your roots. There is no such thing called black tax. Work hard and take care of your families and quit making silly excuses and manipulating customs. Stay true to yourself and stay true to your roots. Dear granddaughter, my dearest granddaughter, I have a dream that one day you will speak loud enough to be heard and be humane enough to listen. Thank you.
Silence. A moment of silence for our dearly departed Bob and Zuma. May their souls forever burn in the flames of our rage that can only be quenched by their death. I'm not here to judge, but remind that the hands of time can never be unwound. Straight from the heart, spade through the heart. Straight from the heart, spade through the heart. 5:30, I'm wide awake like a joker on a horseback. Surfing through TV channels, I'm a couch potato who's jobless. I spent 5 minutes in the shower and 15 minutes trying to down a bowl of cereal with no milk in. Last night I sent more than a dozen emails for that job ad. Shout out to my mother for this boxers. I'm a 21-year-old who's stooping spoon-fed. Middle finger to the system, they're shitting in my plate and they spread me to fist in. 12 noon, my spirit is free. I'm roaming the streets like a vagabond demon, looking for a host and I find home in the smiles of my little sister. An innocent soul slowly being tainted by the tell lie vision. See, they tell lies and vision, and we believe in what we see. So, Father, forgive me if I drift from my faith, because there's much to explore. Father, forgive me if I do not forgive those who do not forgive, deceive, believe. This is coming straight from the heart. Spade through the heart. Straight from the heart. Spade through the heart. Too wild and reckless, we became descendants of Babylon. In our minds, we moved too ahead of time the moment we started mixing Red Bull and rum, burning cigarettes, watching porn, and we come.
So when I turned 18, the freedom began. Late nights, all eyes checked. The streets had raised a new breed. We cared less to breathe than drugs were downed. So when I turned 19, I thought I had sinned it all. Got on my knees and prayed. When I reached 21, became wiser than the fountain that drank from our forefathers' God, an enchanting oracle. Each time I speak, let it rain from the heart. See, real life started getting real when we were just circling life. When I got depressed, I turned to write, never told my problems to those who had no solutions, so from the crowd, I hide. It was only now that everything started to make sense, because I had to make sense. We were screwed at birth than our forefathers' mess. See, in times like this, your conscience quickly turned to best friend, because when you're not talking, you began having conversations with yourself. See, fear creeps into hearts of the brave. Sinners turn saints when resolutions turn void. Dreams collide with those said to be born. If we could only go back to childhood memories when days used to be less sad and our futures mapped out. Our futures mapped out. Remember when we used to play cops and robbers? We used to play cops and robbers, right? Fall in love and we break our hearts. In times like this, it sucks to be the sperm that swam to life. See, fast forward to 24. 24, we're counting miscarriages and what we should have done did. Though we're still eating from mama's place, going out less, smoking more. At 26, we have become a living chimney. More than 4 tons of nicotine have suffocated these lungs. Guess we are only born to die at 27. We fell in love with a girl totally different from the ones that rose in our minds. And we get married for half the price. Guess it's 2 for 1. This is coming straight from the heart. Spade through the heart. Straight from the heart. Spade through the heart. See, I've walked more than 1,000 miles in desert storms. Crossed the Pacific and all the earthly seas. See, I've chased shadows under the cover of the moonlight when the wolves are, the sangoma danced and the masses screamed. See, I've traveled through time. I've traveled through time to ages where 5 loaves of bread fed more than 5,000 souls at the riverbed where sinners played for his mercy and saints were yet to be born. But I was born a saint, covered in dark tattoos and thick floors, my mind confined in a place between now and then being the footsteps on the ground, the tears there to drive the revolutionary songs, the poems recited to an audience of 4 walls in front of a mirror. I see my reflection, my outer Edom, looking straight into my eyes, and I screamed my thoughts out and said, I am, is we I am, poetry I am, son of the soul, and each time I set foot on the ground, my future borns. So, help me navigate this place I call home. Let the rivers flow, let the rivers of dark blue, black and red ink flow into palms interlocking like fingers intertwined like souls of believers, because I believe in the power of poetry, the remedy of spoken words, speaking straight to the heart and painting visions to the blind and giving that kind of fire you will never find in drugs, because poetry is that to stay in the profound depths of my mind. So I'll keep on writing, flipping pages in my diary where the paranormal comes to ripe and that righteous are put to justice, but the just of my pen I will keep on penning till the pang in me subsides. See, I lied. I'm simply trying to fall in love in a place where peace is a myth and war is the only reality, and thousands upon thousands constantly meditating on violence. See, a thread of similes, stitching broken hearts with pun, and poems I use when I recite, so forgive me for drifting from the thesis of this poem. I was only trying to make you understand before the waves of the sea took me off course and drowned my soul. I was guided by the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now I'm a son living without his father, though the Holy Spirit resides in thee. See, I take 3 steps forward, 2 steps behind. I constantly find myself seated alone in darkness, having conversations with myself like, will I be on time on Judgment Day? Or I'm already judged by the acts of the present day? But as the saying goes, 1 step at a time. I'm stepping 1 step many times. Even took 4 steps by standing still, but I'm still breathing. Took for my mama's pants to satisfy my vanity needs, but I'm still breathing. Is there light at the end of the tunnel? Or we are light in this dead-end tunnel? On my knees every Sunday I use these prayers to dig, and when I surface as a planted seed with yellow petals shooting for the skies, let the bees of the sky make honey from the fruit of my being, and the birds carry my seed to fertile lands, because I'm on a journey where most of you never see. But my mother confused time she calls me son. I'm not going to forget the coins though. It's a tough
Yes. Poetry party day. We only need two things. We need Mugabe and the priest. Because what he's doing right now,
the sense of deception seeps into the minds of the deceived as does pepper spray seep into the lungs of the asthmatic. Paracetamol paralyzes the central or nervous system to censor mobility of the pain towards the brain. The toilet water system flushes water from the cistern to the basin to rid our eyes of the burden of our eating. So the basis is deception. For our shit is still so certain to reappear on the streets when the sewer pipe is burst. We think we are talking farming, yet instead we are farming talking. We think we are talking business, yet our business is just talking. Every Zimbabwean has an opinion that is somewhat thought-provoking, like we are all profoundly endowed with wisdom while we're walking in search for jobs. Everybody articulates intelligently, but we cloud our judgment by not acting independently, thinking and listening. We tell ourselves that it is in me to hear all the answers, yet we are asking the wrong questions. Mentions of people's mansions, empires, business, fashion, politics, and religion, divisions that has gotten our people crossing borders legally or illegally, but illegal shegas lamakawe zatakawe kutinasi takasununguka kasakasununguka kakufunga ugo katanura pfungwa dzetutambo tokakusunga tunokutadzisa kufunga tambo. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Bulawayo. Hello, my name is Madzita Tigura. I'm the urban ancient poet. Yeah, I'm so glad to be here. Yeah, at Intwasa. Like I said, I wasn't expecting myself to be here this soon, but yeah. Today is my birthday. Yeah. So unfortunately, my family couldn't sponsor a party today because my big brother had his birthday recently. His name is Jesus. Okay. Right. So Malcolm X-ray vegandanga raisasa zvinotokonya. Martin Luther King Jr. vaitoita kunge vaitokonya vachisasa nezvechiroto hanzi I have a dream. Manje ziroto ngasiperere muZimbabwe. Simba raSamsoni raiwanikwa mubvudzi neraDelaila futi, but paraiva nbokudzi. Samson ndudzoka neSamson anbokunyudzi. Delaila ndokutokwana munhoroondo dzehondo dzerudzi. Sheguvara raive chiremba sachiwandamira raive ticha vazvobvo vari gweta. Mona Lisa ingori picture. Margaret Thatcher simbi isina ida kukecha. Simbi zveIron Lady akazokechwa naDennis Thatcher. Mumza vaive ndururani vane swagamina nesitukwani plus ndo prime minister akasevha nguva yakarebesa muBritain kozoti Ronald Reagan who reminds me of Superman ndowanzira bhozanga radio broadcaster sata politician German vakambosurvive assassination attempt. Secretary of State Alexandra Haig ndokuseta mastatement ari vague. As of now I'm in control here. Mamwe magenga achimuseka cause asingamake sense cause George Bush anga ari mudenga muAir Force One kwete mbudzi anga ari mundege. Idzi inhoroondo dzenguva dzakapfuura. Idzino nhoroondo dzenguva dzandakapfuura nadzo. I remember ndichiri mufana kuchikroswa makumbo mupijoti 544 ndichigara pamakumbo shinzi uyu abhadhari uye half ticket ndichinzi number 7 nebhora because of mariketi ane mateya mwana uyu apa ire wandini mavenda angu achizi magedhe bhora kuchiri nemabhini emadhramu akachekwa aita nguru akanaya matoys achinzi angara mumbabanzi achitamba nemota dzemawaya kana zvidhina zvekusunda achinzi bhazi mabhazi kupinda mujecha ari mazupko kombi mini bhasi yakasungadainzwa unzi kombi after VW kombi 2.5 yakulesa maET akudzoka futi nhasi. pakapinda $2 coin ichinzi pangolini trapana chinyeperana kuti goridhe paholiday yaugust neyadecember remember chisikera matemba takaungana nemakazini hopo pachiriliswa mafresh vana please mahopo wangu samudzembere chirimpoto chimbambaira chirimpoto tikondo ndiramai vadhikondo mbranda majose mune tutable netucheya netusikana tinotamba tichiti ndochi ndo mazuva ainetsa fashion akudzuka futi nhasi emaskochi madangadini madicals masaizombe maearing John Cena nabatista sarapinda mpicture kuna yokozuna Lex Luger natsana vaya anonda Undertaker tsana vaya vagara machips anonzi maJohn Cena aziro vakatanga kutora zita for wrestling zvakatanga nemadoing magengi aispenda kumeso gangira vanhu hakuna chinhu chitsa pasi pezuva kusati kwana DJ Chili na DJ Naida kwaive na John Piri na Eric Knight the Night Rider Coco on the Pit na Teach Matters tichiona Public and Wise toshamisira necolor TV macolor TV tese tanawo zvakushamisira ndasi ndezvekuti mune smart TV curvy ne 3D visa rakatombonetsa usikunetsa ukaita DVD makasete paradio chiri waenda nemapeni ukazoyawo CD inoscratchika sekuscratchika kunoita vinyl record its pieces of saka stadama record enorondo. Okay, so it was recently Christmas, and so I think this piece on Dawita is known as Christmas in Zimbabwe. Christmas in Zimbabwe yatosika saka vana hukuma road runner ndo apinda busy vana broiler vazijaira balls of chicken in chicken slice broiler ragara zati every day kufa kuri easy zvikanzi Christmas box vanenge vasikadi zvekunetsa vanongodaira chiti box tichiri vafana paChristmas taitengerwa hembe mateki kakepesi masunglass nemasocks oswera vakachena paChristmas taitoshaya mufana neshena vaingona vafana vachipinda mbatso vega mhomes vasina kumbozimhenshena vanochema paugeza vaitozochema kana vakasageza bhozi china paChristmas tichiri vafana vaitozeza kumagrosa kune dhigomo chitombodhibha kuti kune chinhu chinonzi zesa bhozi magetsi anga isingaendi kunze kuti adhingurwa usina kubhadhara kana kuti kwanaya mvura inemheni mhepo chimvura mabwe nemabanangana ndonguva aichairwirwa wafamba tisina bhutsu pfekena vanopfeka bhutsu unoita manga kugopindwa nemawems nekufamba kwenguva Christmas ya ndokushaya basa dhora ndokuzambuka vanhu ndokushaya mabasa zvekutengerana hembe zviya zvasisina basa bhozi kuwana chingwa chepaChristmas chaikwanga ari makasa mashelf emashopu anga okay hanzi mashelf emashopu anga mashelf by themselves ari empty mashelf emashopu achishafa shuga ita seisipo arisiri plenty macash baron achitsvagwa madizaini emari achichinja vaibhena mamani chenja maboda jamba munese anga maninja Christmas iya ndokuzodzoka foreign currency yaita official Christmas muZimbabwe inoitwa musama wachipisa unoona Santa Claus vakapfeka zijuzi ravo reredzi nezipurugwa ravo reredzi nenguwani yavo yeredhi. Okay, it's okay. So my final piece okay, it's amalgamation of two separate pieces. Imwe inonzi mapepa chete, imwe yacho inonzi mwedzi wembudzi. November, it's called mbudzi. And saka I wrote it in November. It's of a series imwe inonzi marhymes kuchipisa, where I write a piece within a week, record it, and then publish it. But yeah, that's something else. Okay, so here goes. Anzin. Zvatapinda mumwedzi wambudzi kusina keshi kudai dai takaunganidza mbudzi dziya dzavadokora hanzi aidai dzatokora taidai tichitredha kambudzi ana for 1 crate reCoca-Cola asi kana kambudzi kako kachirwara totokubata kora. Mbudzi mari inochema isinganyebeke kuti hauna, isingafekeke isiri kuti kanaiwa inouna-una. Mari inokura uchiona kwete inongopera iri mchikwama. Mari inoti kana wakubhadhara inoenda ichichema ichikwama. Ndoda mbudzi yasingafudzi inofura yega indaneta ine data seMozilla Firefox painternet ka browser kanosikira mfenje nekuti ufananyina. Boni noti ungaitemba kuti zvanetsa inofanominya. Inga yakanzimira apa tienzane nedzimwe zvikaramba sikandipe hangu kabudzana kanendebvu karesa maina baba. Ndoda mbudzi yekuti kana ndakuidya inonyatsoziva kuti iri kudyiwa. Kwete mari kuti ndikaispenda mawani. Bozi ukafarisa ukadya mari unosara nemari siti, asi ukafarisa ukadya mbudzi unosarawo nechikumba sesiti. butsangu yakati yadambuka ndini paya gaya Zanu, ndiye pinde mumusika, ndiye fambe namo mumusika, ndiye svike pamusika wamwe Tsano, ndikati Tsano ndode namo ndakapiwa, asi nhamo yaivamo munamo, ndiyoti namo yaisavamo, ndiye dzoke musika muya blazi vayafuta vamo. Ndakavatsvaga ndikavawana, ndikati gaba renyiri mukoma, ndoda mari yangu yakakwana, zvikanzi mufana kwana. Ndikati mugaba handikwani, namo mugaba hamuna, saka please give me back my money. My money. Mazizi anotaimbwa dzinokura mapere anoseka, chinono ndechengwe bere rakadya richistepa. Nhamo ine nharo amwe mchimbuzi anoshandisa newspaper nenyaya yekushaya mari yekutenga tissue paper. Pa tissue paper nderebepa, newspaper nderebepa, mari yacho futi ndeyebepa. Kushandisa bepa nenyaya yekushaya bepa, rekutenga bepa kuti usazoshandisa bepa. Newspaper nanhasi rakakosha nekusikira pasi repa. Rinhamo yechikwepa, uku rakarumwa, uku riri kubhepa, uku rinodhura, uku nenyaya dzekunyeba, uku rinoita dhola, uku dhola isimola bepa, the newspaper, simola bepa, the tissue paper, kwaingwa zviri pachena kuti handisi kunyeba kuti dhora rigodhura tikasazira tega. Thank you.
So I'm the chick with no introduction, you know. Others flew. Usiso Muhle. Natasha K, but it's okay. It's alright.
You're beautiful, bro.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with She's in the Corner. She's in the corner. Her eyes start to dig deep wells of waters to quench the pain in her soul. Because of her love for him, she had been abused, misused, downtrodden. Now she's forgotten. She's in the corner. Her heart has been torn apart by the backstabbing, the lies. Don't forget the feeling of his hands between her thighs and his lips, and the weaving of his fingertips down her spine. She's still in the corner. Society is by the door with an axe fashioned by insecurities and inconsistencies. You see, society had come to chop down her tree of life. She was supposed to give into the hands of many, but now the heartaches are just too plenty. So beneath her feet, she finds a list of men who are willing to tattoo her skin with kisses, but they make too many misses. So she continues to dig down this well, and after some time, she finds a bottle of wine. But after the alcoholic sedation, she remembers the day's meditation. She's back to square one. The damage has been done. So she covers the first well to build another one. And within it, she throws down fairy tales and storybooks of her and him, plasters the walls from the objectification from him. And that's the beginning of the end of her and him. Thank you. Okay. The next one is called Define Wokeness. Define wokeness. Define wokeness when corruption has been able to reach out to your face and to pull out your eyeballs. Define wokeness when you believe in self-hate and you force the world to make it a religion. Define wokeness when by day you sit on the seat of privilege and by night pride sleeps on your tongue. Define knowledge. Define knowledge when 1 + 1 equals me and him running behind the toilet and finding out the answer is actually 3. Define knowledge when the dietary requirements made by specialists is eating the private parts of your counterpart. Define knowledge when the emancipation of men is the objectification of women. Define justice. Define justice when a pen bleeds, there's a notepad, but when a woman bleeds, there's no sanitary pad. Define justice when the amount of truth within your mouth is determined by the gold within your pocket. Define justice when you finally get a seat at the leadership table with the bra size. You have to eat, speak, and look like a toy. Define wokeness.
Define wokeness when the call-out culture is just an opportunity for you to spray paint my air with lies. Define wokeness when those who are truly woke have their lips sealed with righteousness and correctness. Define wokeness when corruption is your true makeup on your face. Define wokeness. Thank you. Okay, so my last piece is called You Are Perfection. Okay. You are perfection. The linings of your skin were baked in gold, and with the rays of the sunrise and with the colors of the sunset. You are beautiful. You unearth the hearts of humankind so that they beat together to chase away the discrimination that decays our world. You are gorgeous. You are the strength that you carry on your back. Even though you bend forward, you carry nations. And at the sound of your name, borders disappear. You are depth. It is because of you that wavelengths turn into bandages to wrap around broken souls, and you killed the jail mates of an untamed spirit. You are my light. You bathe me in enlightenment in the presence of my secret enemies. And I love you. You are my light, and you are music. Thank you.
Right, so my name is Afro Poetic Mind, and I am a wordsmith. Well, I smelt letters to extract your attention from mental agitation. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not here to entertain the lusts of the flesh, and by the flesh, I mean your flesh or tickle your eardrums with rhyming words. I serve a purpose, which is to spread the word of God, to minister, even to warn you of the sinister aura around your friends, because I mean, bad character corrupts good morals, and if I'm to give you good advice, think Jesus before you do what you're about to. My name is Afro Poetic Mind, and before I am a wordsmith, I am of the word, the world's smith. So, the sun, oh, gosh. Am I allowed to move? Yeah. Okay. So, the first piece that I'm going to do for you guys doesn't have a title. So, if you have a title that you want to give it, please help me. So, this man is the reason why my hymen is no longer intact. I guess I was absurd the first time when I heard the devil bang on my gate. So caught up with bread's sweet words, I had steroid hormones help out his little sister legs open the doors into my temple and allowed bread to temper with my maidenhead. Stars scintillating in his eyes, distracting me from moments of great pain, from pressure to pleasure. He made me feel like a goddess. And so I thought it was the right thing to have it invited him into the Lord's temple to worship. Unlike my pedigree, which awaited patiently for the wedding night, like Judas, my curiosity sold out my purity to the crucifixion of what was an oriental filigree. I knew he wasn't the one for me from the first glance, but his sweet talk rolled the dice on my behalf and landed on take a chance. But that wasn't enough for him to earn my love, though, see, I had just ceased carrying out my operation Murambachina. demolishing and flushing out walls of thistles of emotions triggered by thoughts illegally built by an absent father. But he's a smooth operator, a sharpshooter. The sniper he is took his time to calculate me, and so that Cupid's little arrow was not the answer and would never be a match for me. And so he shot me straight into the soul with a psychological ballistic missile galvanized with the concoction of gallons of all the galaxy's strongest love potions, and he became my puppeteer. I became that child, burning with the sweet sensation of his sweet tongue. My virgin lips afraid to touch his with experience, he persuaded and spoke smoothly like his tender touch. With an addiction of his mood swings, he hurt me like smoke in my lungs. I loved the way he lied, but that was alright because I loved the way it hurt. I allowed him to bathe in my darkest secrets, my deepest thoughts, and so him, cavalier, felt he had to smear condemnation all over me. Lust cocooned in the word love, he manipulated me, used my weaknesses against me like open sesame to gain access into me. But hey, that is the love that I had been taught of by Daddy, who had neglected me. And so, when the season came to see the blossomed butterfly, it turns out it was neither agape nor eros all this while. Infatuation had been his imperfections advocate. Amazing grace, how sweet is thy sound. That saved a wretch like me. I was once lost, drowning in his negativity, drugs, and other stuff. The world made sin seem so cool. I couldn't see me not being a sinner too. But bless the day Mother directed my feet to church and introduced me to my Heavenly Father. I, Paul bearer of my former diabolical ways, faced a painful death as I was crucified together with my anointed Savior. And this new me was resurrected. I wonder what could have been of us if I had not given my life to the way, the truth, and the life. I wonder what could have been of me if I had not chosen the way of the truth. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm being a little too hard on him. Besides, I really do miss those sweet fingers that encapsulate the remedy to my every naughty desires. But Christ sacrificed his life for this man, and so I will not sacrifice my life in Christ for another man. I may shiver, quiver, feel the burn of the crave in every vein, but I will not give in. With my tongue, I confess that he that is in me has made me free. Yes, the truth has made me free. Yes, before Bread's carnal eyes, I laid Adam's sacred prison for him to unseal, but I will not go back to the past to unveil chapters of sins forgiven and forgotten by the first begotten of the dead. And so, Bread, I didn't call you to tell you that I'm pregnant. I only wanted to tell you that I've given my life to Christ, and I think you should too. Oh, Bread, and one more thing. Spare me the sensual feeling of your sexual wheeling, 'cause I'm done fornicating with you. Yeah, I'm done fornicating with you. Thank you.